Yeah.
Okay. So I'm taking it you would recommend this to other parents, or would you?
No, I definitely would, but I wouldn't be one that would say it was for everybody. I think you have to be confident that it's something that you could do. Although a lot of people say I could never do that, and they would do really well at it. You need to enjoy being around your kids, that's for sure. And I see it as a full-time job. I need to take it seriously, and so it'd be something that you'd definitely want to be committed to.
Right. Well, that brings me to the next question. You're taking it well. How are your kids taking it? Do they like this setting? Is it fun for them?
Well, you should ask them.
Come on, you can be honest with that. I'm going to ask them in a minute if that's okay with you.
Yeah. I say, like with everything, there's good days and there's bad days. Some days that they say they really like it. There's other days that, it's school, and so they're not like, oh yeah, let's do our math today. Some days, but overall, I think that they like homeschooling.
Because pretty much, once you do this, you got to be committed to it. You don't want to, in the middle of it, get mad, say, all right, forget it, I'm not doing this anymore. No. You kids are going off to school, and then you throw them into school in the middle of the year. That wouldn't be very healthy, would it?
No, I wouldn't think so. And you definitely wanted to create a positive environment, but I think if you're homeschooling, you're really taking responsibility for your kids and for their education, and you're doing it because you feel like you can provide them maybe with more than they're getting at school. So, hopefully you wouldn't do that.
You keep looking at my list. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. When do you have time for yourself? Come on, this sounds like a full-time job, but it's not like you can take a break when school's over, because they're still here and you're at home, right?
Right.
So how do you deal with that?
Yeah, well, sometimes that can be challenging. I'll go out with friends in the evening sometimes. My husband will stay home, watch the kids, do that kind of thing. But, we have the kids with their homeschooling friends. I've made friends with the moms too. So when we get together, we do different things, and as the kids are playing, we have a chance to, to relax.
Or you can drop them off somewhere for a while to just have a little siesta, let's say.
Yeah.
And you could have them over at your house and kind of give a break to the other moms.
And we do that sometimes. They're happy to watch each other's kids.
So I guess you could make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I notice you run a couple errands. Now when you run errands, you take all the kids with you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there going to be a time where you're going to leave them at home? I guess there would be once they get older, right?
I suppose once they get older.
But right now, okay, kids, I'm going to the store. We need some milk. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh. Can we stay and swim?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Nope. Got to go.
Takes a little longer.
Okay.
Get everybody in their seats.
So at the end of each year, so you document everything as you go. At the end of each year, is there anything special you have to do? I guess you got to do tests and stuff, and then you just document that and get your next year's curriculum. You don't have to turn in each year to the charter school or to the school system or anything like that. You just keep those records yourself.
Well, with the charter school, they do keep the records, because you're meeting with them every month and they're recording pretty specifically what you've done. So they're keeping really good records. Now when I'm doing it on my own, the only thing that I guess legally have to have is my attendance record. But I think even for myself, it's nice to look back on what did I do, with my older daughter, where were we at, just something to reference. And so I think it's good to keep some records, but how much you want to keep is really up to you.
So pretty much I'm hearing you got to be a pretty honest person, because you're the one keeping track of all the records, right? What if there were some parents out there, hey, we're going to homeschool and we're going to do it half the year, but we're going to document it saying they went for the entire year. Nobody could really prove otherwise, could they? I'm just asking. But obviously,
I suppose they could. But again, if you're homeschooling, most parents are doing it because they're really committed to their kids, and so they're not going to want to do that.
You want to give them the full benefit,
right.
No doubts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And back to your question when you were asking about taking your kids with you everywhere. For me, that's one of the real benefits of homeschooling, is because you get to spend a lot of time with your kids. And you know, I haven't put my kids in school, so I can't really compare. But I feel like we just have a lot of good conversations and have a lot of fun doing things together, and they're just involved with whatever it is. If we're running to the grocery store, if we're cleaning the house or making the meals, I mean, they can be involved, and they're learning a lot of things by doing that.
Well, they're learning how to make dinners. They're learning how to can. I saw
pick cherries, canning cherries now.
They're going to learn a lot of things at home. Like when I was in high school, I mean, not all schools do this, but they teach you how to get ready for college. They don't necessarily teach you how to get out there and be on your own. Because after I graduated, I didn't have a checkbook. I didn't know how to write a check. I didn't know anything. When I got out, I used cash for everything. And it's like, I didn't even learn that. So, I mean, obviously, homeschooling, you're going to learn a lot of things.
You are. And one of the neat things that some families do, and we were kind of wanting to start doing, is a home business where the kids really run it. And they can then, you know, they can learn, besides math skills and writing skills through advertising and things like that, they can learn a lot of practical life experience too. So,
well, when you say a home business, what are you referring to? As they're in school, you're going to try to figure out how to make some money while you're at home?
Well, not necessarily for me to make money, but more for them. I mean, say for instance, some families garden and they sell the produce, and so the kids are involved with planting the garden, figuring out what the demand is, and you know, how do they raise the money to pay for their, you know, for the watering and all that. So it's just learning life skills.
Well, you know what? I've got one last question. Let's read it again. Would you like to add anything else to this about homeschooling? I mean, we've covered quite a bit here.
Yeah, let me think.
Anything else you want to add? You don't.
I don't think so.
Nothing.
I think it's just something that if you're going to do, I find it as a really positive thing. I think you want to think about it, you know, consider it seriously, talk to people that have done it, find out what is required in your state, what makes it work, so that you're making sure you're meeting all the requirements, and then just go into it with the idea of having a lot of fun, but doing the best for your kids. You got to be committed. You got to be committed.
Now, just to follow up with that, couldn't you do this like as a test? You know, like during summer or something, think, well, I don't know if I really want to do this or not. Let's just try this on an interim basis for 2 or 3 weeks over the summer and see how we like it. Would that be a possibility for somebody? And then if they don't like it, they say, okay, forget that. We're not going to do that. We're just going to keep our kids in school. We're not homeschoolers. Yeah.
Well, I'd say if you want to check it out a little bit, first start looking at the curriculum and finding out what resources are available to you and what networks are available to you in your area. That might be a good thing to do, you know, throughout the summer and researching. I think it'd be a little bit hard to say, let's just try it for 2 weeks and decide then if we can do it or not. I mean, that's not a really long test, and you might have a really great 2 weeks, or might be really hard for you the first 2 weeks, but once you get the groove of it, it works really well. So that might be kind of hard, but by doing some of the research, seeing what's out there, I think you might get excited about it.
That's all I have.
All right, thanks.
Do you think we could ask your kids a few questions?
Sure. The real test.
Do you think they want to... Come on, don't you want to just answer a few questions? I'm not going to give you any trick questions, all right? Huh?
All right, come here. Do you want me out?
No, you can stay there.
All right.
Here, I'm going to...
Let's see if I can balance on this.
Got the whole family here. All right, girls. I got some questions for you. Nothing tricky. Hey, why are you raising your eyes? Do you see her? She rolled her eyes like, oh, brother. Do you guys like homeschooling?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because I hear you haven't even been to school ever, have you? Like a big full-size school. No? And you like staying at home, teasing your sisters and running around and not having to worry about getting up at a certain time every day to catch the school bus or whatever. And you find many projects at home to do together, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And lots of your friends, are they homeschoolers?
Yes. Yeah.
So most of your friends are homeschoolers.
Yes.
Okay. And do they like it too?
I think so.
You don't know. I guess that's not something you would ask your friends, right? I mean, you don't know anything different, and if you like what you're doing, let's just have a big old party and keep doing it, right? So you're learning a lot of things at home.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything you don't like about it?
No.
I think the little one, she's getting a lot of sisterly advice, isn't she? Now you know she's going to be influenced by you big ones, right? So you're kind of helping your mom raise her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's working because I think she likes it.
Do you like having your sisters home with you all the time? Yeah.
You're pretty lucky because most kids your age, you only see your sisters at night, late afternoons. You get to hang out with them all day long. Wow. So, do you ever get in lots of fights because you're at home?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah? But you're smiling. You must be fine with it.
Do you have a lot of fun times too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what? What's fun? What's fun about school? I never had fun at school. Swimming, is that a curriculum activity? Oh, okay, that's PE. That's right. Swimming. See, you can make up all kinds of stuff.
The thing that I like is that my sisters help me learn how to swim.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now, was that so hard? That's all the questions. I wasn't going to ask you any trick geometry questions or anything like that.
No, not your multiplication tables or something like
No.
that.
No, but you are learning all that, right? Is your mom a pretty good teacher? I mean, does she stick it to you on the math quizzes and all that kind of stuff? Huh?
My grandpa does more of that.
I mean, you sound like you're a pretty good piano player, so your mom must be teaching you good with that too. Does she teach you that too? Huh?
Lessons.
Oh, you take lessons, and your mom just kind of helps you along when you're at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. So how many people play the piano?
2.
The 2. Oh, the little one.
I do a little bit.
You do a little bit. Are you going to be a piano player when you get bigger, like your sisters?
Actually 4 now.
Huh?
That's about it.
I saw a guitar in there. Do you guys play guitar too?
She does.
You do?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Learning.
Nice. Okay, I think that's all the questions I have. Do you guys want to add anything? If there's anybody out here watching, what would you tell them about homeschooling? Should they homeschool their children like you guys? Huh? I don't know. I think she just answered us by not saying anything. But she's smiling, so I think you guys are doing okay being homeschooled by your mom. You know that? I think she's doing a pretty good job for you. All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. Have a good day.
That's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.